Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel if you're coming back, and welcome if it's the first time. I just received a comment, kind of checking in where I'm at. I left a response to the comment, but I'm going to make a video as well. And I've been kind of getting hit from every angle in the last month. From being sick, I lost my voice for a while, to having kind of the trouble with the YouTube moderators, to having trouble at work, and I've been kind of feeling lost, and I've taken some time to kind of just reflect. The reflection is kind of being isolated, and I need to be doing more. I've still been going to the gym, but it's been kind of these non-workout workouts. I have a blood test tomorrow just to see if I'm deficient in anything, because I had shingles, and then I had like a whooping cough, and then a really bad cold that lasted a long time, and then the whooping cough or whatever lasted after. And I still have a little bit, but nothing, like one cough per like hour basically. And I basically probably just mentally reminded myself of the cough just then or whatever. I don't know how coughs work, how bugs work, but it is a whooping cough. And I got my voice back last week, maybe even a week and a half ago, but I still haven't posted. I wanted to post, 3 weeks ago, an ASMR video, but I was coughing like once every, 2 minutes, maybe even more. So I have it on my computer, and I never posted it because it was trash. Like, my voice wasn't there. It was really raspy. It was squealy at times, and I was coughing. And also, when I do the ASMR videos, I'm trying to be positive, and I'm kind of not really feeling it right now. I'm kind of pessimistic. And then when I do more of my kind of vlog videos, I'm kind of trying to promote kind of wellness and leave a positive message. And I've once again been kind of pessimistic. And then my political videos, I've been kind of feeling defeated because there's so much misinformation and disinformation online. And the thing with the YouTube moderators, and seeing X now being censored by Elon, and you really can't, you can't really fight against like a current, to a certain degree. Like you can walk through a creek with a small current, but if you're trying to swim across a river, you can't do it. And the algorithms are rigged now, where you can't really make your point to any degree. And there's a lot of censorship going on, and people are saying like, oh yay, now the social media is more free than ever. It's more censorship than ever, and the algorithms are made to kind of promote the businesses and the corporations that own it, whether it's Elon or Google or whoever. So you really can't go against the grain and say anything controversial. I looked into Rumble, and then Rumble's just an echo chamber of all kinds of nonsense, and I don't really want to go on there. So that was kind of my thing with there. But something that I do want to share, it's semi-religious. I've been reading the Bible. This is my mom's Bible, and I don't like to get preachy. It actually says in here not to get preachy several times, and kind of advertise your reading of the scriptures. And I don't know if I consider myself a Christian. I read it every now and again, but over the last little bit when I've been sick, I've read it probably the most, like in succession of days that I ever have. And I don't know if there's chapters, but I've read probably 3 of them over the last little bit. And some of the things that really stand out to me, I haven't dog-eared all of them, but I put a post-it note on one of them, and it's really relevant to our times, and it's kind of how I'm feeling right now. And I don't really like, cherry picking things from the Bible too, because the thing about the Bible that I've been reading is I'm kind of noticing both the power of people that are religious and they like it, and I've also understand more of some of the more traditional atheist thinkers like Dawkins and critics of it, because every passage that you read, you can also find a passage to cancel it out. So it can be contradictory in sometimes. And I find a lot of the American Christians that are putting Christ as king in their bio and stuff, they're kind of really getting off on the passages that are disparaging the poor, and not to sleep, and then poverty will, get you when you're sleeping and you're idle. And they're kind of missing the general point of kindness. And that's almost like a trope. It's almost like a cliche because it's been said so many times, but I do understand that more now that I've kind of read through it. But I also understand that there's a lot of wisdom and power in here that I've read through it as well. So it is a very complicated book. I've definitely have more of a taking to the New Testament than the Old Testament. The Old Testament is like saying things about rules about wearing different fabrics, and it's kind of like a narration and a documentation of Jewish and pre-Jewish history. It's anyways, I'm going to try to find it here. I might not even have it because I bookmarked it a second page, so it's probably on this one. I should have found this before I did this, and that's kind of my well, that is my bad, but well, I'll say right now it's Ecclesiastes, which is this is my mom's Bible. I don't know if I said that. It contains the thoughts of the philosopher, and the philosopher is in quotation, so I guess it might just be kind of saying like philosophers in general are thinking like this. I believe it was 4:4. Well, this is one that I like. It's not the one that I had in mind, so I'll read this one and I'll try to find the other one. I have also learned why people work so hard to succeed. It is because they envy the things their neighbors have, but it is useless. It is like chasing the wind. They say that a man would be a fool to fold his hands and let himself starve to death. Maybe so, but it is better to have only a little with peace of mind than be busy all the time with both hands trying to catch the wind. I have noticed something else in life that is useless. Here is a man who lives alone. He has no son, no brother, yet he is always working, never satisfied with the wealth he has. For whom is he working so hard and denying himself any pleasure? This is useless too, and a miserable way to live. Okay, so the second part of that was actually the part that I was looking for. So that passage in entirety was both what I wanted to say. The first half was the second point I wanted to say, and then the second, so it was kind of reversed in my mind, but that's what I wanted to say. And I think that's the truest quote that I've found so far of our times. And that's really how I'm feeling right now. And I don't know if anyone stayed this long in this video because I had that kind of fumbling to find it, and I don't know the entertainment value of these videos, and I'm not really feeling well right now, but yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I have noticed something else in life that is useless. Here is a man who lives alone. He has no son, no brother, yet he is always working, never satisfied with the wealth he has. For whom is he working so hard and denying himself any pleasure? This is useless too, and a miserable way to live. Boom. That is the story of young men today, myself included, and I relate heavily to that. That is exactly how I feel right now. Very pessimistic, very hopeless. I don't see a way out of what I'm in. I feel like I've traced over the past of my life 100 different ways, and I've blamed others in some ways of framing it. I've blamed myself in other ways. I've looked at and then I've dissected when I blame myself, why I did that, what I could have did better, and how I can correct it now. And it always ends up in a bottleneck that goes nowhere and leaves me in the same place. And I'm really working for nothing, and there's no real way to get ahead. It's just kind of turn the other cheek. And let me tell you, you turn the other cheek, people just keep smacking you. And I haven't reached the kingdom of heaven in doing that. I've just kind of been a doormat. And I've been really grinding away. Probably still should be grinding more. But this is the quote that stuck out to me. And again, in relation to like the homeless people that are just dying on the street in fentanyl, the first half of this, I've also learned why people work so hard to succeed. It is because they envy the things their neighbors have, but it is useless. It is like chasing the wind. They say that a man would be a fool to fold his hands and let himself starve to death. Maybe so, but it is better to have only a little with peace of mind than be busy all the time with both hands trying to catch the wind. Boom. Again, it's our times. Both of those quotes are our times. And I feel like, personally, I can get a girlfriend if I want one, but I want to be able to provide and do the traditional right things, and I don't have that right now, and things are getting bleaker, and I don't think I'm gonna ever get that. And this isn't about left and right. I think I'm kind of saying right-wing talking points here, at least socially right-wing, but like I'm on the left, and I think even if you look at things like birth rates, which Elon and Jordan Peterson and those guys are talking about, if you're working 40 plus hours a week and so is your wife, you're not going to have a high birth rate. And if we're going to go into a new world order, how Trump is reorganizing things to have 40 the minimum, how are you going to raise kids? How are you going to have a home life? How are you going to have any life, any balance? You're competing with a country that has slave labor and has more people than us. And I'm not just saying the US, I'm saying the US, Canada, I'm saying the UK. Like, if you put all the EU and the US and all the Western countries together, and then you have China and its proxies, it might be close population wise, but they still have slave labor. And are we really going to, is America first, Americans first? Because it seems like it's going to just be Elon selling his cars in China and people dissecting what's left of the US, pocketing it, kind of how the Yeltsin era just looted Russia. I think that's kind of what we're going to. The tax breaks for working class citizens is good. But to give higher tax breaks and loopholes to people that are in the crony group, then how is any road going to get built? You're going to take the IRS and make it the external revenue, and instead of going to war with Russia or China, even not in a hot war, but economically, you're going to do an economic war on Canada, Mexico, the EU, the allies that you can squeeze, that trusted you, stab them in the back. I'm really pessimistic, and you can't even say these things online without, you won't get any traction saying any of this online. There's really nothing I feel that I can do to get how I'm feeling out, because I'm in a minority kind of group of thinking. Like, I'm out of the left or the right umbrella, and I'm kind of trying to find my own way. And at work, I've really been eating shit left and right. People have been passive aggressively really needling it to me to stay in my lane, in my place. And if I'm, even giving people directions around the building, as the building attendant, I'm getting like looks from some of the coworkers there that I should be like not even engaging with the public, that I should be keeping my head down and just mopping the floor, and that's all I'll ever be. And it's really been fucking with me heavy. And I don't want to come on here complaining all the time. I don't think it's healthy for me. And that's another reason why I haven't been posting, is I don't think creating my own echo chamber about how I've been treated badly is going to toughen my skin up to make me able to deal with what we're heading to. Because I think we're heading to a pendulum switch where it's really going to be survival of the fittest, to the point where we haven't seen this in decades. And I don't think me complaining online is going to help me with that. I don't think airing out my political opinions is going to gain any traction because of the algorithm. Like I said, my ASMR videos, like, I'm not feeling happy or positive to be doing those. So I kind of feel lost. I don't feel like this channel is a success. I still want to post. I still want to pursue this. I've also been reading a book, which is kind of fitting as well to what we've been talking about, Charles Bukowski, who's really a pessimist guy, and maybe I should tone down reading him, because he's kind of a depressed guy. So it's kind of like when I was younger and I was really depressed, I was listening to a lot of Nirvana and Kurt Cobain, and obviously I should have been listening to some happy music instead. So I might be leaning into it too much. But that's kind of where I'm at, and that's what I've been reading. That's how my life has been going. I think I'm deficient in some vitamins. I have to look into that. But yeah, I hope everyone else is doing good. I hope, God bless everybody. I hope everyone finds balance in their life. And I hope that, the Trump era isn't as bad as I think it's going to be. And I hope that, the tax cuts, spur investment and jobs, and people, can buy all the consumer knickknacks that I don't even care about or want. But if that's going to make people happy as some sort of distraction, then, let them have it, as long as I can save my money and not buy those things, and then can afford to live more comfortably. Like if I'm wrong and he's right, and this oligarchy, sorry with my pronunciation, actually brings in like a positive era, then fine. But I can't see that happening. It seems like a rerun of the Yeltsin era, where they just stripped the whole country, or even, the whole, in this case, the whole Western kind of de facto union of, the EU and Canada and everything. It seems like they're just going to strip it down, and it seems like the Yeltsin era. But so I'm kind of pessimistic about that. This is my long ramble. I haven't been on YouTube in a long time, and that's how I'm feeling. It's a sporadic rant video. I don't know if my algorithm's even up and working, and this is longer of a video than I usually post, so I don't think the retention will be there. But God bless everyone. Well wishes. Happy New Year. Thanks for checking this out, and peace out. Bye.